Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's episode is going to be about Friends, episode 1, pilot.
So obviously first episode, it's called the one where Monica gets a roommate.
Woo woo. Yeah.
Okay.
So it starts off with some of the cast being introduced. So Monica's there, Phoebe's there, Chandler and Joey.
And they're all inside of Central Perk, a favorite coffee shop.
And we notice like some things about the coffee shop that are a little bit different from the new not the new episodes, but
Aww.
the newer
R.I.P. Friends.
Oh my gosh. I miss you.
For real. But yeah, I mean, the first episode, the coffee house even changes how it looks in the second episode.
Yeah, we noticed that too.
There's it's more of a bar vibe. There's the bar in the shop is just wood. In the following episode, you get a marble slab, the green marble that we come to know on top.
We also noticed a piano, which we don't know if it's still there, so we're going to keep watching the episodes to see if we notice it. But yeah. I don't remember it being in any other episodes.
I know, I never noticed a piano until we literally were looking.
There's a piano in the first episode.
At details.
Yeah.
A lot of the neon signs, the big neon coffee cup and stuff like that, the service sign, those aren't there in the first episode.
But
it's a lot darker.
Yeah. It's overall. The pilot, so they didn't know their show was going to be picked up.
Exactly. But it was.
So
the real MVP.
It starts off with Monica talking about her going on a date, and the boys are kind of teasing her about it.
Yeah, so clearly she has bad choice in men. What does he say? He says does he have a hump and a hairpiece or something? Or I don't know.
They're teasing her.
Clearly something's wrong with this guy for her to be going out with him.
Phoebe's make sure he doesn't eat chalk, because, I don't want her to go through what I went through with Carl.
Oh.
Guess her dude ate chalk.
Yeah, so we kind of find out that Phoebe's
also
a little weird.
Out there.
She's dated someone who eats chalk.
And she's rocking, this cut-off jean jacket.
I mean, 90s fashion, though, so.
But it's, huge.
It's okay.
Oh?
Okay, my dog is here also, so if you hear any noises,
that's why I keep looking down, because I'm playing with her.
Yeah, I was hopefully it's just her and not a ghost or whatever. Don't actually know. Anyway, so after that, what?
So after that, we we kind of get to see Chandler. He's telling a story, he's talking about a dream that he had
the night before. Yeah.
Talking about he's naked at school,
and they're all kind of oh yeah, I've had that dream before.
And that he goes on telephone, or his thing is a telephone, and it starts to ring, and it's his mother.
Which is weird, because she never calls me.
So we kind of see he has some issues with
so he's
mom.
Obviously got parent issues. He likes to make jokes and joke around. His delivery, his timing is really good. You could already see that in the first episode. And then after that, I think that's Ross comes in. So
he comes in and is
hello or hi.
And so
hi.
Joey makes a comment this guy says hello, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, which I mean, Ross is he's a whole thing, but
she has issues with Ross.
I mean, he's a sad little whiner, but wiener. But he comes in
and
clearly
he
upset.
Looks sad. Yeah.
Monica
says that
Carol moved her stuff out today, and so we find out that Ross was married to a woman named Carol, and they
Joey
got divorced.
A comment you didn't know she was a lesbian? Like,
right.
So we find out not only are they getting divorced, but she likes women.
Yeah. He's like, well, she didn't know, how would I? And then so he kind of sits down, and Phoebe starts to cleanse his aura, like she's doing this, you know, and he flips out on her a little bit.
Adrian says that he yells at her.
I mean, he definitely raises his voice, and like his hand movements are everywhere. Like, no,
don't touch me. Don't cleanse my aura.
Well, she's just trying to help, but honestly, like, if you have a friend like that,
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why you would be like, we're not hanging out ever again.
And then
yeah.
What happened? And then I think it goes into a woman walking into the coffee shop, and she's wearing a bride's dress.
No, not yet.
No?
Well, we have to say, because they talk a little bit more about being divorced, but Joey is trying to cheer Ross up, and he says...
he says he should go to a strip club.
Yeah. He's basically like, oh, you're single, like, you can date again.
You can have fun, nothing tying you down, basically.
And he just says, well, I don't want to be single. I want to be married.
And then she walks into the bar.
At that moment, that's when we meet Rachel.
And Chandler says, I want $1 million. And he's waiting for his $1 million to appear.
To walk through the door, which it doesn't. Yeah. So at that point, then we have basically all 6 in the coffee shop.
Yes.
So everyone's in there. And then Rachel comes in. She was looking for Monica, and she's really excited. Oh, Monica, there you are.
She's drenched, by the way, in her gown.
Yeah, it was raining outside, I guess.
In her wedding dress.
Which, okay, Ross did have an umbrella, but he wasn't like it didn't look like it was pouring outside, but it's okay.
Always has stuff to say about Ross.
It's okay. So then
And then, so she asked for Monica.
She said she looked for her at her apartment or something, and a man with a hammer said she might be there, so.
And you are!
And then she kind of introduces Rachel to everybody, which she says, like, you remember my brother Ross?
Which, at this point, we find out Monica and Ross are related.
That they're siblings. And that Rachel went to high school with
both
Monica. Of them. And then we don't find out now, because we thought it was kind of weird having seen the entire series, that
she gets introduced to Chandler.
As if they've never met before. But she met Chandler
many times.
When she was still in high school.
Yes.
Yeah. And Chandler and Ross were in college. So...
but
again,
anyway,
it's just showing like they didn't know where the show was going and what was going to happen. So that's kind of cool that it was successful. Angela. Oh my god.
Angela.
Anyway, she's trying to get my drink.
She's gonna take the whole table with her. Come on.
So then,
I want to say hi. Say hi.
No, come here. Angela, come here.
She's like, I'm busy.
Anyway.
So she gets introduced to everybody, and she sits down, and she starts talking about basically,
well, okay. Angela, come here.
She will.
You can come lay behind up here.
Come on.
Get up here. There you go.
All right.
Okay. Hi.
She's featuring Angela today.
Oh my gosh. No, don't lick me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
Well, say bye to Angela, everybody.
Okay. Anyways.
Here.
Anyways. Where are we at?
So she starts to kind of say, like, why she left her wedding. And Monica chimes in and is like, yeah, and I wasn't invited, but you, like, came to find me out of all people. And she kind of says, like, I was hoping that wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, she probably wouldn't have wanted to be there. I mean, Monica would have wanted to be there because she's that kind of person, but at the same time, like, the people that Rachel was around are not their kind of people, so yeah. So then I think they go back to the to Monica's apartment.
Yeah, they go back to Monica's apartment, and Rachel is on the phone with her dad explaining, like, why she left, saying she doesn't love Barry, who she's supposed to marry. And he kind of, you don't ever hear him on the phone, but he says, like, oh, that shouldn't matter. And she says, well, it matters to me. And the group is watching a
telenovela.
Yeah. And they're, like, really into it. Like, they know. Like, they've been watching it a while or something.
I mean, like, they don't understand. They don't have the captions on. Like, I watch Korean drama, but I watch with captions so I can get, all of the story.
Maybe they didn't have captions in 1994.
Okay, girl. They did. They did.
So she's on the phone with her dad, and they're going back and forth. And she kind of says, well, all my life I was a hat, or I was shoes.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
shoes.
I don't want to be shoes. Maybe I want to be a hat or a purse. And
no, I don't want you to buy me a purse.
It's a metaphor, Daddy.
And then Ross, the condescending person that he is,
hates
you
Ross.
could see where he would get lost.
And she gives him, like, this look, like, get away from me before I murder you.
I mean, first of all, right? Like, she's clearly on the phone with her dad. She just left a wedding. Like, shut up.
And then, so she tells him, well, maybe I don't want your money. And he hangs up on her, obviously. And
she says, maybe.
Maybe, I said maybe. And so the next scene, she's, like, hyperventilating on the couch, like, blowing into the bag. Like, she doesn't know what she's going to do. Like, her dad just cut her off. And Phoebe decides to sing the Willy Wonka song to her.
No, it's not Willy Wonka.
Yes,
girl,
it is.
Who are you? No, she's singing from Sound of Music. Favorite things. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
They sing it.
No, that's not from
Willy Wonka. Yeah, they do. I'm going to look it up.
It's not. You can look it up right now if you want.
We're going to bet, and we'll get back to you guys on that, because
we'll do a fact check, I guess, but
I swear he sings it while he's, like, drinking his tea or something.
No.
Angela's going to get us.
Oh. Ah! Anyways. So she's upset. Everyone's kind of trying to comfort her.
And then the boys are in the kitchen and they're talking about going over to help Ross set up some furniture. And they invite Phoebe, and she's like, oh, I would love to.
She's like, yeah, I wish I could, but I don't want to.
But I don't want to.
So, truer words were never spoken. Like, if everyone could just be that honest. That'd be great.
I wish I could, but I don't want to.
So then I think the next thing they cut to is actually over at Ross's, I guess, new place.
No, we gotta introduce Monica's date. She's going on a date.
Right, the date.
She's going on a date. Remember, everybody was making fun of her or teasing her. And the buzzer rings, and Chandler goes over and says, don't ever do that again.
It's a horrible sound.
And he goes, it's Paul. And they all look at her.
Paul the wine guy?
So Paul the wine guy is Monica's date.
Yes.
And she asks Rachel, like, oh, I can cancel if, like, you need me to stay. And Rachel says, oh, no, like, I want you to go. Have fun. And, like, I'll just stay back and be sad.
Yeah. And then, so Monica turns and talks to her brother, her older brother, Ross, and asks him the same question, like, how about you? Are you going to be fine? And what does he say?
He says, I think, like, you should stay and not go on your date, basically.
So, again.
But he was just kidding. He says,
Ross
no,
vibes.
we finally got a date with Paul the wine guy. Like, go.
Yeah, but why would you say that?
Because he's messing. People do that. They mess around. Yeah, they do.
Okay. Ross is the worst. Anyway.
She hates Ross.
So he comes upstairs, and then everyone's kind of already by the door. And she's like, Paul, this is everybody. And then they go out on their date.
And Ross invites Rachel, like, hey, if you don't want to be alone, you can join us. And, like, Phoebe, she's like, oh, no, like, I'll be fine here. Like, I don't want to help you build furniture.
You know, which would make sense. Like, she literally just was going to get married that day, so.
So then it cuts to Ross at his apartment, and the boys are helping him with furniture.
Hashtag IKEA. Just kidding.
You gotta build everything.
Like, probably. But they're putting together, the furniture. And there's, Joey and Chandler are putting together, I think, the entertainment system or something.
Yeah, and they have a piece left over.
There's a piece left over. Just like, what does this go to? I don't know. So they just throw it in a plant and say they're done.
And then it cuts to Monica on her date. And we don't know where they're eating because it's a little confusing. Like, Monica's having sushi and her date is having, like, chow mein or something.
Like, I guess it could be yakisoba, but
we don't know.
Don't think so. So yeah, they're kind of having a conversation
about going on another date, and he has, like, a confession to make that
he says he hasn't been able to perform
in 2 years because of his last relationship.
Yeah.
And
which is a lie, but whatever.
And he talks about, like, him moving on from his last relationship, like, found something valuable of hers, and he stomps on it, like, that helped him, like, smash her things up, basically.
Yeah, to destroy something of hers made him feel better.
So at this point, we believe him, like, oh, like, he's a sad
guy. Little man.
And then it cuts to Rachel, and she's on the phone, and it seems like she's talking to Barry, and
she's actually just leaving a message.
Yeah, and the message machine gets cut off, so she's like, it's me again, the message machine got cut off again, like, and continues, like, saying how sorry she is, and, like, didn't want to hurt him, but
yeah,
basically she chose herself instead of him, because she wasn't happy.
Right, which, we come to find out he was cheating on her anyways.
We'll get to that later.
That's another episode.
And then
back in Ross's place,
he goes to his fridge and finds that Carol left some of her beer and, like, is totally
this was Carol's
heartbroken about
beer.
it. Oh.
She used to drink it from the can. I should have known. I was like, excuse me, Ross? Like, how's that?
All lesbians, I
like,
guess,
how
drink beer out of a can.
Does that make? I don't. He's stupid. Anyway. That's kind of...
Yeah.
And then Joey kind of, again, tries to give him a pep talk. And he's trying to make a metaphor
that women are like ice cream.
And he's like, there's, maybe you've had only vanilla, but there's, pecan and Rocky Road and Bing, a cherry vanilla.
And we noticed, like, Chandler didn't react to that.
Which Bing is his last name. So maybe they didn't know that was going to be his name.
Yeah.
Or they just hadn't mentioned it, but there was no reaction. And
that there's different spoons?
No, he just says to grab a spoon.
Oh, grab a spoon. Grab a spoon. Eat some
ice
different
cream.
ice cream.
Yeah. And then, so it cuts back. I think we go back to...
Don't we cut back to, like, the next day? Like, it's morning time?
Morning in Monica's apartment. And so Joey and Chandler have come over for breakfast. We know that they live across the hall.
Yes.
Now. In the same apartment building, but...
Rachel is cooking them...
She made coffee.
Oh, yeah, and cooking them breakfast. And so she gives them coffee. And they're, like, so happy. Like, someone's cooking them breakfast and coffee. Like, yeah, give me all the stuff.
Which, let's be honest, if they're at their house, Monica probably makes the breakfast too. But yeah,
and they taste her coffee and
they throw it out.
They throw it in the poor plant. The plant is gonna die.
Yeah, there's a little plant.
And so,
and then she asks if they want breakfast, and they're like, no,
we're good.
I'm good. And then Monica comes out of her room. And then
in her 90s dress.
Morning. Yeah, she's wearing one of those flower spaghetti strap dresses. Like a long dress with a white t-shirt underneath. You know the fashion. So that's what she's got going on. And like morning, then, she's kind of like morning, a little slow.
A little confused as to why everybody is in her apartment.
But then Paul comes out of her room.
Paul, the wine guy, comes out of her room. She slept with Paul, the wine guy, on their first date.
Mm-hmm. Which Joey makes a comment on. But it's probably an unnecessary comment, but it's okay. And then he kind of says good morning to everybody. And she walks him to the door, and they kind of say goodbye at the doorway. And she gives him a kiss and stuff. And that will, they'll see each other again. Maybe at the restaurant? I don't know if he says at the restaurant or what, but... Angela.
Something's wrong with Angela. She's like hyperventilating.
Okay. And then we go, I think, to Monica's job. So, to the restaurant?
Yeah, so it goes to Monica. Oh, no. Before that, they're all getting ready to leave to work, and Rachel's like, all you guys have jobs? Like, because she's never had that.
Monica's kind of like, yeah, that's how we afford things.
How we live.
Stuff. And then Chandler's going, we find out he works with numbers. This is like, if I don't go crunch these numbers, it won't make much of a difference. So he's gonna go, and then Joey says that he's an actor, and then Monica's kind of like, oh, would I have seen you in anything?
Rachel.
Did I say Monica? Yeah, Rachel says, would I have seen you in anything? And
Chandler makes a comment.
Yeah.
Smart ass comment.
No, not unless you've seen like the Wee Ones production of Pinocchio or something like that.
What is it? The little one's name?
Who?
The little cricket.
Jiminy Cricket.
Oh.
And then
Pichetto. What am I trying to say?
Geppetto. And then he kind of makes fun of, like, sings a little like song and dance. I'm a little wooden boy or something like that, which was probably part of the play that Joe was in. So we know they went to see him in his stupid play, but
good friends.
Yeah, I was like, but we also know that he's not like a big successful
star
actor at all.
So then it cuts to Monica, and she's at work, and we find out she's a chef
at a place called Iridium right now.
Right.
And so she's doing something, and one employee's next to her making salad or something.
Yeah, she's like tossing a salad or something. And Monica just seems chipper, and she notices, and she goes, you had sex, didn't you? And she's like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
And they start talking about Paul, the wine guy, and her coworker makes the comment saying...
She's like, oh, I know Paul.
You know Paul? Like, I know Paul?
Yeah.
That's nasty. Like, y'all are coworkers.
She's like, I take credit for Paul. Which also it's nasty because Paul is the wine guy for the restaurant.
So that means he's like, doing all the chefs.
He's like a sexual harassment predator at this restaurant.
Doing
and telling
all the
these
women.
Stories that are lies about not having sex or not being able to have sex.
And nobody's talking about it until now.
Right.
Like how don't you know the story?
How many more women in the restaurant have you used this line on? This sad story.
So, it was a line. And so she's disgusted with herself.
And then they cut to Central Perk again, and Joey saying, "Of course it was a line."
And they're teasing her. Well, Joey's teasing her, and she gets mad and throws him off the couch.
Yeah, which I mean, yeah, it's messed up. The whole situation's messed up. Poor Monica.
Harmonica. And then it goes to what scene? Does it go back to their apartment?
Well, they're still... Yeah, I think it goes back up to Monica's apartment after they talk a little bit in the coffee shop. And then we have... Ross. Oh, no, in the coffee shop, Rachel comes in, and she has been shopping.
And she buys
pulls out these boots, and she's like, "Oh, these were my... I'm going to get a job, work boots."
I don't need a job, work boots, because she's been applying places, but... She's like, I have no experience, so these are my no-job work boots. And they ask her, like, well, how did you afford those boots? She's, like, mumbles under her breath, my dad's card.
She's like, a credit card. And who pays for the credit card? My dad. And so then we go upstairs to Monica's apartment,
and they have all her credit cards lined up and
5
scissors.
Of them.
5 credit cards. Dang.
And they have her cut them up. She cuts the credit cards.
They say, welcome to the real world.
You're gonna hate it. And then that's pretty much the end of the episode. And then, the credits, they do like I don't know, I think it's called a ticker, like the thing at the end of the credits. And then they're back at Central Perk. And you see everybody sitting... Yeah, you see everybody sitting at the coffee shop. And then Rachel walks up. And she's...
You missed the part when they're in the living room. Monica, Rachel, and Ross.
Oh yeah,
she skipped
that's the end of the episode. Okay,
yeah,
tell us.
No, that's the end of the episode that you're talking about. Like,
well, no, not the end, the credit part, but the end of the actual episode.
So they're sitting down
Ross
watching.
Grabs his spoon.
Shut up.
Okay.
They're watching TV, and whatever they're watching ends, and Rachel or Monica is going to bed, and Rachel finds a watch on the floor, and she goes, "Oh, like you could put it back on the floor," and Monica walks by and stomps on it. So
it was called the Wine Guy's watch.
So she got something valuable of his and crushed it.
He shouldn't have left it there. And given her tips.
Yeah. And then Ross and Rachel are talking, and he kind of says, like, "Oh, I had a big crush on you in high school. I don't know if you knew."
And she says,
I know. And then...
He's like, "I just thought you thought I was Monica's geeky older brother." And she said,
"I did." And then he kind of says, like, maybe one day, like, I could ask you out. And she kind of's like, okay.
Yeah, she looked like she was expecting him to just do it, because... like a normal person would, I guess. They wouldn't be like, maybe someday I could
Ross issues.
Ask
Nothing's
you out.
Good enough for her.
But like, right? You wouldn't be like, oh, maybe someday
well,
I could
he's
ask.
going through a divorce. Maybe he's not ready to ask.
Okay, then don't ask if someday you could ask to your friend who just moved in with your sister.
And technically they're not friends yet.
I'm just saying that would make things real awkward.
And so Rachel goes to her room, and Ross is getting ready to leave, and Monica comes out of her room in her silky pajamas and is like, "Hey, like, what's going on? You look different." Like, she sees that he's a little bit happier, and he goes,
"I just grabbed a spoon."
I'd have been like, "What spoon did you grab? You better give it back. Put it back in my drawer."
Yeah.
And then
it's at the coffee house.
Her scene.
And we find out that Rachel got a job at Central Perk.
And she's serving coffee to the gang. And they ask,
"Did you make it, or are you just serving it?"
"I'm just serving it." And everybody wants
like,
coffee.
"Oh, yes, then yes." And then Chandler starts telling
about another
dream.
What is it? He was Liza no. Who is he? He's like some old actress.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
He doesn't say Liza Minnelli. He says somebody.
No. I don't remember.
Somebody. And then that's how, like, the scene ends. Him telling his story.
You know, I'm like, I haven't seen it in a while. It seems like the show, the episode.
And that's it. Season 1, episode 1. Yep.
That's the pilot episode.
If you haven't seen Friends,
Monica got a roommate.
You need to watch
Rachel. She decided she was going to stay with Monica. And yeah, Friends is a great show. I think it's Jan's pretty much is still
the best show ever.
Not everything is the same, obviously, or like necessarily relevant, but it holds up. Yeah. Like the show still holds up. You have to think about like the age range that they're at and being older than that now. Like the first time when it premiered, I was like 9 or 10.
I was 4.
Yeah, she was like 4, so she wasn't watching it when it came on. But
you don't know.
Okay. But watching it, you know, as it aired, being younger than they were, you always like looked up like, oh, when you're older, it's gonna be like this or whatever. But now being older than they were at the time, or like throughout the whole series, I think, I am. I think, or almost close to the age they were when the series ended. I'm
not quite there yet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, it still holds up. Things are still relevant. You see things like differently, but if you watched it back in the day and you haven't watched it again, I would really recommend it. It's on Netflix. You could just have it on in the background. It's hilarious.
All day, every day.
All day. Just if whatever you're doing, just put it on.
It's only 30 minutes an episode. And it's a wonderful 30 minutes. It's super
bingeable. Highly recommend. We will be doing more episodes of Friends because it's one of our favorite shows.
Right. We don't know if we're going to be doing it in order, though. We might just pick, like, our favorites.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe try and, like, order, like, favorites in order of season or whatever.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Just so y'all don't get confused. But more to come. I think next we'll be doing another movie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly which one yet. I think Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, maybe.
Can't Hardly wait. I don't know which one I'm going to do first, but those go hand in hand. And if you know why, hit the subscribe button. Just kidding. But listen to us, okay? We're really funny.
We're really out there. And Angela says
bye. We need to stop now. So
she's hungry and needs a walk.
Yeah, so that's it.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Come back.